Hey, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the new subscribers. Thanks so much for being part of this awesome community, guys. Well, this is part 2 of the narcissist and judicial abuse. Yes, part 2. There's so much more to say about this. Now, hopefully you guys are spared this type of torment that happens in the court system by a narcissist. The narcissist needs to control the target even after they've left and to punish them. And what better way than to drag them through the court system for years and drain them of their finances? Also, they get to slime campaign on paper and have it filed in the court system about the target. And what targets have discovered when they're dealing with these types is that they will fabricate crimes even that the target's committed. I have heard of so many cases where the narcissist has accused the target of child abuse or domestic violence or alcoholism or theft, drug use. I've heard it all. That was accused falsely. There's no way the targets that I knew of would ever do anything like that. A severe malignant narcissist also accused one parent of driving 15 miles south to the narcissist neighborhood and kidnapping their child from an elementary school. Now, the target did no such thing in that incident, nor was the child enrolled in that school near the narcissist. The child wasn't even registered at that school. So why did the narcissist feel that they could put that in court papers? Well, because they lie, basically, and they tell ridiculous lies, and that was one of them. And unfortunately, the narcissist had filed an ex parte emergency hearing for the next day, saying the child was kidnapped. So the target didn't have any time, or their usual attorney wasn't available, one of those two, and they just had to find an attorney. So they went out and got this random attorney, and that random attorney did not do a good job. It was the next day. They didn't do their homework. So the judge believed the narcissist and ordered that child to go back to the narcissist school when they were never attending that school. Can you imagine that child was settled in a school with the targets, in the target's neighborhood, and was there established for a while? But since the narcissist lied, that child was pulled from their school, and it was incorrect. It was the wrong move by the judge. The judge believed the narcissist because they're charming, gregarious. The narcissist acted frantic, like, my child's been kidnapped by, the target, and I don't know where the child is. It was a bunch of crock. It was a flat-out lie in that incident. And, you'd think if somebody puts that in court papers and tells a judge under oath in a court of law, you would think that they were telling the truth. But that's just one example of how the narcissist boldly lies in court and in court papers. Well, it ended better. Eventually, that target had to hire a big guns attorney. That was $7,500 on a credit card. Can you imagine? And that attorney was very good, did their homework, found the narcissist's signature, picking up and dropping off that child from the school that was near the target, and found the registration, or the fact that the child was registered and attending school the whole school year near the target's home. So it was a bold-faced lie. But the first judge didn't take the time, and it was an emergency hearing, and just assumed people wouldn't perjure themselves in court. But that child suffered and had to be pulled out of their school, sent to a new school they never attended, then yanked up again and corrected and put back at the school that they were normally attending. And that's happened because a narcissist cared about their children and wanted full custody. So you see what I'm saying? They can say they care, but if that's an act of caring for their child, I mean, come on. That's selfish, it's cruel, and it wastes court time. It causes trauma in children to put them in the middle of whatever personal feelings you have about someone, and they just don't play by the book. So that target was made out to be a kidnapper. It was in court papers that that target went to that school and kidnapped the child. And the narcissist had no idea where the child was because the child was kidnapped from their school that the child was attending. Well, the child never attended that school. So that good attorney that was $7,500 was excellent for the money. I mean, I guess you get what you pay for sometimes. And they found that narcissist's signature over months, picking up that child and dropping them off on their visitation days. Yet they said they had no idea where they were. And they lied in court, saying that the school that the child attended was the school near them. Completely false. Easily proven wrong. So you know, these types, there's really something seriously wrong and dangerous about them. They really don't think anything of perjuring themselves, yet there's no consequences, guys. Now that particular target was painted out to be a kidnapper, falsely accused. The first judge actually reprimanded them in court, saying it's people like you that kidnap children. And the person didn't even do anything. The person's just living their life. Child's going to the school near them. They didn't go down there and steal that child. Was that narcissist punished for that? No. It wasn't seen as perjury. There wasn't a crime. They didn't serve time. They didn't pay a fine. Nothing. Not even a slap on the wrist. Not even acknowledgement. The judge probably was too embarrassed to say they made a mistake. There was no apology to the target. Oh, sorry, target, for uprooting your child, calling you a kidnapper, everything. The judge never apologized to that target. So what do we do about this, guys? Something has to be done. But in the meantime, before the laws are changed, watch your back if you're dealing with a severe narcissist. They lie and perjure, and they will falsely accuse, all in the effort to punish you and to win. They need to have control. So, as a word of advice, document everything. And do not fall for another love bombing before a court case. These narcissists will try to love bomb you, guys, before a court case. They want to find information. They'll be buddy-buddy thinking that, oh, you can solve this amicably, or, you'll go to court as friends. But don't fall for it, because many times it's leading up to a demonic setup by a narcissist. They will be on good terms before a court case and, polite and, hey, nice to see you, whatever, how are you, all friendly. But it's to win your trust. There were cases where the narcissist did that and, seemingly on good terms before a court case. And this particular couple was ordered to attend co-parenting classes so they could come to a resolution. And again, it wasn't the target. The target offered joint custody. The target offered plenty of visitation time with the children. The narcissist was just being difficult and kept filing for full custody without basis. So the judge ordered them to co-parenting classes, which cost the target another $150 a week that they couldn't afford. And they didn't do anything wrong, yet they had to pay someone else in the court system, the attorneys, everybody, constantly for doing nothing wrong. So the narcissist called up that target and said, hey, the co-parenting class, because the next day is a holiday, the therapist is away, we're not going to meet this week, we're going to meet the following week. And the target believed the narcissist. So, unfortunately, that scheduled co-parenting date, well, the target was sitting home because they were told they didn't have to pay the $150 and that they were going to meet the following week. And that target got a phone call that day from the therapist saying, "Where are you? You're in contempt of court. You know, the narcissist is sitting here on the couch and they showed up on time, but you..." Did that therapist know that the narcissist told the target it was canceled? That's a demonic setup. So don't believe a word the narcissist says. It's a setup many times. They'll tell you that a court-appointed meeting was canceled. Don't believe it. They'll tell you that, "Oh, let me watch the child while you go shopping or something, give you a break," and then they'll document it, and they'll say you abandoned the child and they had to watch him. They'll twist words, change the dialogue, and create a whole different narrative about things. But they will, again, create these demonic setups to make you look bad, so take heed. An example would be if a target has to pick up a child at 5 o'clock, say, on a court-appointed day. That's their visitation time. They're on time. They show up. They ring the doorbell. There's no answer. The narcissist doesn't answer. So the target sits in their car, waits, calls. No one answers. The narcissist isn't answering the phone. The narcissist isn't answering at the door at 5 o'clock when the target's picking up their children. So needless to say, very upsetting. The target's probably wondering, where are my kids? Why isn't this narcissist answering the door? They're not answering the phone. Target's frantic with worry and proceeds to call and knock on the door intermittently for the next 2 hours. No sign of the narcissist. Then the target gives it one more try before, going to the authorities or figuring out what to do to find where the kids are. Goes up to the door, gives a final knock, bang, bang, bang. Narcissist answers, has a blank stare, and says, "You're 2 hours late." "Why are you 2 hours late?" "I'm going to have to tell the judge about this. I'm going to have to document it. You're in contempt of court. You were supposed to be here at 5, and then slams the door in the target's face while they proceeded to get the kids. Now, we say it's not a mental illness, but mental illness in the sense of a demonic mental illness. It is Satan doing his finest work via a narcissist like that. Now, empaths and targets, we don't think of those demonic setups. We don't sit around masterminding and plotting and scheming all day. We've got better things to do. We think about helping people, caring for people, getting through life, surviving, working, caring for kids, helping people, but not the narcissist. They really are planners, plotters, and schemers, and they think of these setups all the time. And I guess whenever it happens to targets, we're shocked. Like, did that just happen? They play games on people all the time to torment. Now, that's what Satan does. Well, he also uses people to do his work too. And many times that's the severe narcissist. So don't fall for it. Watch your back. Don't fall for the pre-court date love bombing. And certainly don't take anything that the narcissist says as the truth, because it could be a demonic setup, especially before a court case. And right, if you agree with me that perjury in court and false accusations, like accusations of a crime committed or violence or things that never happened, false imprisonment of a target or false accusations in court against a target, I think should be a crime where there's punishment in court and jail time for doing so, because it really takes up court time. It is a form of harassment, punishment, and abuse that continues long after the target has bravely left the narcissist. So if you agree, put in the comments below. And again, if you need prayer, please put your name in the comments and I would be happy to add you to the prayer list at night. And especially if you're dealing with a severe narcissist in court, Put your name and I will pray for you and include you with the prayers for all of my viewers. And please rumble on Rumble and follow on Facebook. And also, I'm not a techie, but I made a Twitter page, guys. Aren't you proud? So please follow on Twitter as well. And once again, please like, share, and subscribe if you found this content helpful. And God bless, guys. Take one day at a time and always pray about your situation. Spend time alone with the Lord. Grow closer to Him, and He will grow closer to you. So with that, I'll say good night, or till next time. God bless, and I'll see you soon.